Australian ace Sam Kerr is almost certainly one of, if not the best women's football player on the planet. The Chelsea forward has scored 42 goals in 46 games since her move from the USA, which is pretty awesome, and recently she was voted English Women's Football Player of the Year. Today we are discussing her manager, Emma Hayes' claim that no one comes close to Kerr right now, so don't go anywhere. First up, let's take a little look at Kerr's career. Samantha May Kerr was born in 1993 in Perth, Western Australia, and she comes from good stock. Her father and uncles were professional footballers in Australia, and another uncle was a champion horse jockey. Her grandfather was also a featherweight boxer, and her brother an Aussie rules football player, so it's probably no great surprise that Sam ended up playing sports professionally. She started her career in Australia with Perth Glory, before a move to Sydney FC soon beckoned, and after 18 goals in 46 games in Australia, she got a chance in America, with Western New York Flash. After scoring just 15 goals across 2 seasons, she decided to go back to where it all began, Perth Glory. It was her second stint with her hometown club, and it was here where her career really kicked on to the next level, securing the W League in her first season and topping the goal-scoring charts in her last. Her form in Perth secured a move back to stateside, turning out for Sky Blue FC, where she scored 28 in 40 before moving to Chicago Red Stars, keeping up her superb form, scoring 35 goals in 2 seasons. It was at this point she was noticed by WSL side, Chelsea, where she's been in scintillating form, scoring 61 in 78 and also winning, well, basically every domestic honor the English women's game has to offer. Are you a Sam Kerr fan? Let us know what you think her best achievement is below. Next up, what did Hayes have to say? Let's see. Well, after being crowned the best player in England earlier this month, her boss, Emma Hayes, chimed in on Kerr's performances since joining the London outfit, hailing her as the best striker in world football. Kerr breezed the voting and amassed more than 40% of the vote, ensuring a landslide win, and Emma Hayes believes no one else came close to the award. Kerr has produced some sublime form this year, scoring a goal a game on average, whilst also providing 4 assists, finishing top of the goal involvements chart as well, and Hayes acknowledged her greatness, saying, "She's such a top player in every way." After Chelsea's recent win over Tottenham, in which Kerr obviously scored, the Chelsea manager went on to say, "You go and look at her all-around stats as a center forward, and no one comes close to her in this league. Maybe worldwide, she works her socks off. She has the contribution to the team goals, and there's her own goal-scoring record. Her work rate is phenomenal." I mean, there's little argument when you look at the stats. Kerr also bagged the top scorer award, whilst Chelsea also went on to retain their title. It has been a sensational season for Kerr personally, as well as collectively for Chelsea, and it seems as though she is just about entering her peak. The rest of the world should be very worried. Kerr is also in the running for another award. Stay tuned. It was revealed earlier this week that Sam Kerr is one of the favorites to be crowned Professional Footballers Association Women's Players Player of the Year. Also in the running is thought to be Arsenal's Viviane Miedema, but given the fact that Kerr has won the league and finished top of the scoring charts, we can't see much past her for the award, if brutally honest. The winner will be announced next week, June 9th, and Kerr is joined by teammate Pernille Harder and another Arsenal star, Kim Little. The shortlist is completed by Manchester City pair Lauren Hemp and Alex Greenwood, with the former also in the running in the Young Player of the Year category, whilst obviously helping her team to retain their league title with a record of 20-20 this season. Not many will be looking past Kerr for the award, which she will add to her Football Writers Association's Women's Footballer of the Year award if successful. The award is currently held by Kerr's teammate, Fran Kirby, who has not featured since February after ruling herself out of contention for selection due to fatigue. I mean, it must be nice to tell your employer that you're taking 3 months off because you're tired. Who do you guys have for the Women's Player of the Year award? Give us your opinion below. Next, we're discussing Kerr's boss and her chances of one day managing a men's team. Chelsea manager Emma Hayes reportedly turned down the chance to manage in League One of the EFL with MK Dons last year, as she saw it was a backward step from her position as Chelsea boss in the WSL. And earlier this week, the topic came up in conversation again in English sports radio show TalkSport. Whilst the station held a phone in to debate if Hayes has what it takes to manage in the men's game, Simon Jordan, former Crystal Palace chairman, suggested managing in the Men's Premier League and the Women's Super League is a completely different challenge. He said that dealing with huge crowds and intense media scrutiny, as well as huge dressing room egos, is something that Hayes has no experience with, which could easily work against her. However, the idea that managing Chelsea in the women's game is bigger than managing a League One men's side is quite simply nonsense. Men's football at League One level attracts far more regular spectators than the women's game. Of course, the women's game gets the odd bumper crowd for one-off games, such as the FA Cup final, but in general, League One is still a much better supported game, whilst also a better standard of football. There's no doubting Hayes' tactical nose, nor whether she has the credentials to manage in the men's game. She clearly does, but she needs to prove herself by working her way up the pyramid first, just like everybody else. A piece of transfer news now. Stay tuned. Earlier today, June 4th, Manchester City announced they had completed the signing of Atletico Madrid striker Dania Castellanos on a free transfer. The Venezuelan, who hit the headlines back in 2017 after being nominated for the FIFA Best Women's Player award at just 18 years old, signed on a free transfer and has also claimed that the move will make her a better player. Castellanos will wear the number 10 shirt for her new club after selecting it because she wore the same number during her college years. She scored 23 and 58 for Atletico, and also won the Spanish Super Cup last year. And speaking this week, she said, "It feels great to be part of this team. I'm very excited to start the league and preseason, and train with my teammates and the coaching staff. I'm excited to have a new chapter in my life and in my career." We bet. Castellanos, who will officially join on July 1st, went on to explain how the move is huge for her personally, and even commented on the facilities in Manchester, describing them as amazing, before adding that she hopes to be able to help City on the pitch. She revealed that one of the driving factors in her decision to sign for City was the style of football that the team play, which she described as attractive, whilst also claiming she took on the challenge so she can develop and grow as a player. What do you make of Castellanos' move? And finally, Kate Zellum has been discussing her Manchester United team's chance next season. Manchester United women's team, much like the men, have been through a bit of a turbulent season this past year, but they did at least manage to finish higher than their male counterparts this year, who finished 6th, with the ladies finishing 4th. And for a fan base that likes to claim they are the biggest club in the world, neither the men's or women's team are living up to those claims at the moment. The men haven't for a decade, to be fair. Manchester-born and bred team captain Kate Zellum, whose side blew a 2-1 halftime lead in their final game of the season against Chelsea, losing 4-2, has suggested this week that next season could be different, claiming, "I think you could see in glimpses of that performance that we are a team to be reckoned with. There are lots of positives to build on for the next year." There has been mass upheaval for United ladies team this season, with a new manager coming in last autumn. Mark Skinner struggled initially, losing 6-1 at home to Chelsea, which incidentally mirrored another mauling suffered by the men's team around the same time, who were battered 5-0 by arch rivals Liverpool in their own backyard. What have you made of the United ladies this year? As always, thanks for dropping in today, and remember to join us again next time for some more fun revelations. Bye guys!